Okay, I wanted to reproduce the same patch on both synthesizers to demonstrate how it sounds when they're both doing the same patch. So right now, both of them are set to a sawtooth wave. Already you can hear a very slight difference in timbre. So let's take this sound and let's make it more interesting. I've set the filter envelope to about the same thing as best I can tell. So let's add a little flavor to this sawtooth wave, the first oscillator sawtooth wave. Let's turn the filter envelope all the way up and set it to shape. What happens down here? Already different. Okay, so that's interesting and cool. Let's add a little detune because that's what I like to do, even though people complain about it. It's really quite different. That's interesting. Okay, and that sounds fantastic. Let's add a little bit of... Let's add oscillator 2, but we have it set to a square wave. That has a great rich sound. Okay, now oscillator 2, and we have it set to a square wave. Already it's somewhat different. Okay, let's add some pulse width modulation. We'll set it to 2 and we'll raise up that initial amount. Bring down the frequency a bit. Very, very rich. Let's do the same thing down here. Two different sounds happening. Okay, and well, now we're up to the point where we should bring in the filter. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put the filter at halfway. What happens when I put the filter at halfway? The cutoff frequency at halfway. Wait, I'm also making changes that we're not going to hear. Okay, frequency cutoff is halfway. And no resonance. Okay. Kind of a difference there. There's more brightness happening in the Prophet 6. Let's see if I can adjust it to sort of line it up. Even so, it sounds quite different. Okay, so let's add a little bit of envelope to that. We have the envelope set to a thing. Let's see how it sounds. Different sounding. I mean, you can certainly hear the similarity. And I think that would probably be the same similarity that would occur if you had a different polysynth doing the same thing with the same functionality. But they definitely have a different sound. Okay, now let's have some fun and bring in the resonance. We'll put it halfway. Do the same thing down here. Okay, now things are very different because the resonance is really quite different on a 12 decibel per octave filter as compared to a 24 decibel per octave filter. But let's jack up the cutoff here. We'll get it right to the edge of filter oscillation. Let's turn on also the keyboard effect on both of them. Bring down the cutoff. Oh, let's bring that resonance up to where it is. All the way up to the top. Maybe we could add a little release to this sound on both of them. You can plainly tell right now that we have two different synthesizers. And certainly some of these differences could account for minor adjustments, certainly I could try to reproduce one with the other, but in doing so, I mean, all synthesizers can sort of do that. We're just trying to basically make the same patch and see how things land when we do. And obviously, I could go in directions where one synthesizer has functionality that the other doesn't, and that would make it really apparent. But I've already sort of done that. I'm just trying to make a similar patch with similar settings and see how the differences play out. Let's bring the cutoff down a little bit more. They really do sound quite different. And I love the flavor that's happening up here. And all that it would take would be to just turn this knob to right here. And if I tried to do something like bringing this in, it would be easy to take it right off the rails and go in the directions that each of these has individual functionality that is different, the effects, variety, etc. So you can definitely hear it. But there is basically these two synthesizers recreating what would amount to the same patch. Okay.